안녕하세요. 림베이시 싱가포르 남자입니다. And 또또 우리 딸. Then welcome to Chipop Monday. Chipop meaning home food, home cooked food. Yes, every Monday I show you guys what Koreans really eat at home, right? Because most of you would know that when you talk about Korean food, it's like all the barbecue and all the tteokbokki stuff, right? But is that what Koreans really eat at home every day? No, not really. So this series actually, I want to show you guys what Koreans really eat at home and show you how to make it nice and simple at your own home as well, okay? So today, what's the chipop of the day? So today's chipop is what is known as a Doenjang-jjigae. Yes, and usually eaten with rice and a few side dishes and kimchi. Since I'm eating alone, I won't do the side dishes, but just kimchi, right? And yes, Doenjang-jjigae is really a very common family food here. Yes, Doenjang-jjigae is a really common family food in Korea, and doenjang basically is the Korean miso soup. Yeah, I know most of you guys will be more familiar with the Japanese miso, and this is like the Korean equivalence of a miso soup called a doenjang, right? Or in Chinese they call it 大酱. Now, 大酱汤, 大酱炖, Doenjang-jjigae, which means doenjang stew, right? And yeah, before I go into more, let's take a look at how I make it. Let's go. Okay, let's take a walk to the supermarket and buy some ingredients for our Doenjang-jjigae. Let's go, kaja. So here we are, right in the neighborhood. There's a supermarket again to shop for the ingredients for our Doenjang-jjigae. Let's go. So to make Doenjang-jjigae, of course, the first most important ingredient is the doenjang, right? Doenjang is basically Korean miso, and as you see, there's a lot of different types of doenjang, right? So my favorite is just this. My favorite is this. Chirisik doenjang. This is like the traditional doenjang with almost no taste, only the smell and everything. Nothing added to it. It's very pure doenjang, right? And the second most important thing to put in a doenjang is of course the hopak. Now hopak is something like it's really Korean melon. It looks like cucumber, but it's actually hard, right? It's not cucumber. It's actually melon that's shaped like a cucumber. And I'm not sure if you can find this overseas, but this is a very Korean thing called hopak. So I'm gonna get one. So the next thing to get is some chili. You can actually use red chili if you want. I really prefer red chili, but today the red chili isn't packed up nicely. I like to buy the packed up nicely one. Only green chilies are packed up, so I'm just going to go with the green chili. And now for the most important thing in Doenjang-jjigae is your beancurd tubu. That's the most important thing. And you know, you'll be surprised what a huge variety of tubu there is in Korea. Look at that. The buchim tubu, jjigae tubu, kun tubu, all kinds of tubu, sun tubu, all kinds of tubu. So what works for Doenjang-jjigae? Definitely, they really say it on the cover, the jjigae tubu. So I'm gonna get one jjigae tubu. Basically, it's different levels of hardness or softness. If it's too soft like the sun tubu, then it won't go very well in a jjigae because it'll be too soft and then probably melt into the soup or something. And if it's too hard, then it won't taste good in a soup either. So harder type is for frying and stuff like that. So we want to pick up some jjigae tubu. Now the thing about Doenjang-jjigae is that there are so many ways to make Doenjang-jjigae. There's no one standard way. It ranges from very expensive way, which you need to put in very expensive things, okay, and with a lot more stuff, to very simple everyday style. Okay, so today what I'm showing you guys is my own version, a relatively simple version to make a quick and simple Doenjang-jjigae. With the core ingredients of Doenjang-jjigae. Now, if you strip down the Doenjang-jjigae, okay, there's a few. No matter which version you cook, alright, there's only a few things that must be in there to make it a Doenjang-jjigae. First of all, is of course the doenjang. Alright, this is the core, the Korean miso. Second thing is the tubu. Okay, you need a lot of tubu. Alright, and then hobak. Without hobak and tubu, it's not Doenjang-jjigae. And kamja is so important. in fact, if you ask me, the core of a Doenjang-jjigae is just this three. And on this basis, you know, some more elaborate style, they'll put in onion, maybe a little bit of meat, not too much because it makes the soup oily, then it defeats the purpose. It must not be oily, okay? But some they do put a little bit, but most Doenjang-jjigae has no meat inside, okay? And some even put like a red chili or onions, all kinds of different stuff, but mainly vegetables, even bean sprout, sometimes. But this is the core, right? Okay, let's see how it's done. So the first step to do is to make the soup base. Now, some Koreans who are very extremely health conscious, they will use actually bottled mineral water or distilled water for this. But for me, I really don't care. Okay, so like this pot. Okay, don't ask me for exact measurements, okay? You guys have to experiment with what portions and stuff works for you. I did that the same way. I didn't know what the portions. I just, over time, I just experimented, you know, this much water, a bit more, a bit less of this sauce, that sauce. You know, that's how I do it lah. Lao uncle not so scientific ah. Okay, now for the soup base, this is what I do. First, I'm gonna put this thing under the stove to boil. You can see here. Okay, so now you got the water. Now this is what you do. To prepare the soup base, you take this dried anchovies, dried Korean anchovies. You see, it's really big. It's actually not delicious to eat because it's so big and so it tastes very prickish and very unpalatable. That's why this is only usually used for making soup base. If you go to very lousy Korean restaurants, they actually throw this directly in the soup, and in the end you have to pick it out yourself. So if you make it at home, you don't have. You just use a net like this. Put a lot of it, okay? Because you want that smell to really be in the soup. Put a lot, okay? I'm gonna put more. Put more. Oh, these fishes 죽었어요. 안쓰러워. So poor thing. Okay, so lock them all up in a cage. Throw them in the water. And then big fire. Like that. See? So it's in the water. A bit like if you're Singaporean, this is a bit like doing a bak kut teh lah. You put in the herbs in the bag like this, and then you boil the water. So while we wait for the soup base to be prepared, we can start to prepare the rest of the ingredients. So I'll start with the potato first. So just skin out the potato. You see? Very fast. Within seconds, this is done. Now, this is how you want to cut up your kamja, right? Okay, still got the little bit of eye. Just get rid of the eye. Okay. Okay, this is how you cut your kamja. You don't want it to be too small piece. So, like this. Okay? And then just cube it. You don't need to be way too small pieces. It's something like this tastes better. Like this. Like this. Bigger piece tastes better. And because kamja takes a while to cook, okay, you want to throw them. See, right now I'm still making the... Oh, where's the camera? So right now I'm still boiling the soup base, right? This is where I want to throw in the kamja already. I'm going to throw it in right now. Even before the thing is boiled, because you just want to throw it in and, you know, cook it the longest time, because potato takes the longest to cook, right? Now we go on to the hobak. See, this is the hobak, the Korean melon that actually looks like a cucumber, but it's actually a melon. The hobak is such an important part of the hobak is such an important ingredient in most Korean home cuisine. You put hobak in almost everything, in almost every jjigae, in almost every pub, even in curry, you put hobak, right? Let me cut it up and show you what it's like inside. You see, when you cut, the texture is actually very soft. When the knife cuts through very soft, very smoothly, and it's very soft. It's got very, see, it actually even looked like a cucumber, right? Let me take one piece. See, it even looked like a cucumber, but the thing is, it's actually not a cucumber. As you can see, the heart is actually solid. It's not hollow. There's no seeds inside. It's a melon. You see, it's actually a melon that looks like a cucumber. It's actually hard, but it's not soft like a cucumber, but not extremely hard like a melon. So it's somewhere in between. It's like, it's like the bastard child of a melon and cucumber. Yeah. So this is how you prepare your hobak. Okay. See, hobak. You always want to do this. Slice your hobak like this. And then this is what you do. You got this slices, right? Okay. What we do is halve it like this. Half. Yep. Usually Koreans eat the hobaks half like this, in halves. How much is needed? It's up to you. It's your own home food, right? It's your own guesstimation. Okay. This is done. Hobak. In fact, I think. Okay. At this moment of time, see the thing is boiling. You can just keep, turn down the fire a little bit and just keep it boiling. It's okay. Okay. There's no hurry to take the anchovies out. Toto, Odi. Toto also wants to eat. Toto always 먹고 싶어. Okay, so now chili. Some people like their oh, my hair is a mess. Some people like their 된장 slightly spicy, and some don't really like. This is a very personal tasting. Usually they put some for garnishing, but if you really want the spicy taste, you can put slightly more. Okay, I'm gonna put one whole chili. Okay, now the most important thing about 된장찌개 is this tubu. So I've let out the water. I am sure you can find this tubu in your Korean supermarket wherever country you are, because as you can see, this tubu is C&J. Okay, C&J pretty much means that you can buy it anywhere in the world. Okay? It's 찌개 tubu. They mean tubu for 찌개s. Okay. Okay, so here we have the 찌개 tubu. Boom. This looks pretty much like I said, the 찌개 tubu tends to be harder than the sun tubu. Okay, so that when you cook the 찌개s with it, you won't kind of melt away and disappear. And you want them to be, you want to cut it in big pieces. Like this. Actually, this is more reasonable. And all ready to go. It's that simple. First, I'm gonna bring out the anchovies so that this thing doesn't get in the way. Okay. After the anchovies is out of the way, this is what I like to do first. Okay, some people cook the ingredients first, then put this, but I like to put this first before I cook the ingredients, because if you put the ingredients first then cook it, when you stir the thing, okay, it may actually break up the tubu. Okay, so I don't like to break up the tubu, so I like to put this is the 된장, right? Yeah, which is the Korean miso, which is what makes 된장찌개 such a healthy food, because this thing is actually a ferment. This 된jangs are actually fermented, and so it's full of like the yogurt. Like yogurt is full of good healthy bacteria. So fermented food is actually a very important, a very big part of Korean culture. Okay, there you see, this is the 된장. Oh, it smells really nice. It smells 很腥 in Chinese terms. I don't know how you would say that in English. But basically for that much soup, okay, you have to play around with it, okay, what works for you. But for this much soup, I like to put this much 된장, okay. And then you stir it. See, the thing is you have to stir it long and hard to make sure the 된장 actually dissolve fully into the water. That's why if the tubu are already in there, you may actually destroy the tubu, which I don't like to see happen. Now, if you like the 된장 to taste strong, have a stronger taste, then you can just put in more 된장. It's all up to you. Remember, this is your home food, right? You can do whatever you like to do in your own home food, okay? Nobody can tell you if you're right or wrong about your own home food. Okay, so... Oh, namesake. Oh, this smells so good. Especially after the anchovies. The anchovies is already made the soup smells good, and after you put in the 된장, it's even more so. Whoa, this smells so good. I'm gonna put in a little bit more 된장. I want the color to be very... okay, one guide is this. 된장, unlike Japanese miso, okay, Japanese miso is like milky white color, right? Or slightly yellowish. Now miso has to be this brownish color. So if you don't see the brownish color, then you have to add a little bit more. Otherwise, the taste won't be good. Okay, let me show you. I don't think the color is... You can see the color quite readily. But it's... you can see it. Reddish brownish color, okay? Reddish brownish color. Once you get this color, then you're right. Just dump everything in. Dump everything in. Some people prefer to not put in the chili. They like to put in the chili when the soup, the whole soup is actually done, and put it in last as garnishing, so the soup won't be very spicy. But I do prefer my Doenjang-jjigae to be a little bit spicy, so I'll put it in early. So all in. Okay. Then mix it up a little bit. And there you have it. Just cook it for like half an hour. So at the end of about half an hour, as you can see, when it's almost done, you can see the tubu all floating on the top already, and looking all cooked. You see? This is when maguro. I like to add a maneng kanjang, which is soybean sauce. Not the dark one, but you can see it's cooked kanjang. This kind of kanjang is actually this kind of soybean sauce. Cooked means soup. It's designed for soup, so it's actually more runny, watery. I like to put one big spoonful like this, just to spice up the saltiness a little bit, because 된장 actually is not got no saltiness or sweetness on its own. And as you can see, it's not hard to make at all. Okay, so let's start eating. 잘 먹겠습니다. Okay, usually, see, you know the arrangement. Usually in a family setting, we will have the soup bowl on the right and the rice bowl on the left. That's how we actually arrange our the crockeries or utensils or whatever. So, my version tastes even though I put so much chili, it wasn't in the least bit spicy. The 된장, because I put in a little bit of kanjang, it tastes a little bit saltish, and with the traditional 된장 fragrance, which is a bit sing in Chinese, but I don't know what you call that in English. It's got a nice fragrance. You can tell it's a fermented fragrance from the smell itself, right? And the most important thing, and the most important difference between the Japanese miso and the Korean 된장 is basically first the color. The Japanese miso color is slightly milkish, yellowish in color, whereas the Korean 된장 is actually brownish, reddish in color, as you can see. And the ingredients are different as well. The miso you pretty much don't put anything inside, but you see, like 된장, the most important thing is the potato and the tubu. tofu, the beancurd. So we usually eat this and then have a scoop of rice. Put it down, bring up your chopsticks and have some kimchi. See, one thing interesting about Toto is she don't like the smell of doenjang at all. You see, she's not trying to eat at all. Whereas in all my previous videos, you will see she's all over and trying to eat, right? But not doenjang. She really don't like the smell of doenjang. And as I know some of my Japanese friends, they don't like the smell of kimchi, they don't like the smell of doenjang as well. Because it's the fermented smell. This is actually one way of eating 된장찌개. The other way is this, which frankly, when I eat alone, I do this most often. You take this is what a lot of Koreans, when you go to a Korean restaurant to eat 된장찌개, you see a lot of Koreans do this as well. They take out the congee pop and then they do this. They put the rice into the jjigae itself like this. And then eat. I actually like eating like this better. It actually tastes a lot better. When you put the rice directly into the doenjang itself. And interestingly, see, you can see that this doenjang is actually made from the fermentation of this soybeans. So from the jang, it's all in the sauce itself, the jang that I put in the doenjang. So after you cook it, all this you see all the soybean comes out. You see, of the doenjang itself. Oh, machine. This is very, very delicious. As I mentioned, when you cook it at home, you can pretty much cook it however you like. There's no right or wrong way of cooking 된장찌개. As long as you obey a few simple rules. First, you need to have doenjang, okay? Okay, that's too obvious. Second, you need to have tubu, cut in big pieces, okay? And third, you need to have a kamja, cut in big pieces. And finally, your hobak, cut like this. Okay, these are the core elements. Upon this basis, a lot of people add other stuff, but yeah, those are to your own liking. Okay, it's your food. Okay. Oh, 맛있네. Oh, 행복한 맛이네. This is the taste of happiness. Oh, I really love 된장찌개. And I cook a few other things with doenjang as well. Doenjang is actually very flexible. You can cook all kinds of things with doenjang. And after cooking it, quite frankly, the hobak tastes a little bit like cucumber. So I can say like the hobak, the Korean melon really tastes like a bastardization between a melon and cucumber. And you know the thing about when you eat jjigae at home, one serving is never enough. Okay, we're gonna go top up and eat some more, right? So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Hanguk Chipap. Try making a 된장찌개 yourself. I believe you can pretty much find all these ingredients in your local Korean supermarket, right? Guys, see you guys next time. 고맙고 사랑해요. 안녕. Go eat now. 와, 또 가자.